Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've tried so many of these. Too many probably. But this one stands out. It caught me off guard. Let's figure out why together. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer wanted to really put the scooter through its paces before sharing their experience. After 6 months and their friend group collectively racking up miles on 7 of these scooters, they feel ready to give a thorough rundown. Their group ranges in age, size, and athletic ability, so they've tried to consider various perspectives. One of the biggest pros is the scooter's impressive range and battery life. It's highly dependent on factors like terrain, assist level, gear shifting, and rider weight. The group's average ride is around 30 miles, but they've pushed it to 70 miles on the lowest assist setting and still had battery to spare. The reviewer believes they could probably hit 80 or 90 miles with careful management. However, cranking up the assist drains the battery faster, so temper your expectations. Also, they recommend easing into longer rides to avoid battery anxiety. Off-road, this scooter performs surprisingly well, tackling steep hills and obstacles. However, the weight, over 70 pounds, and high battery placement make it a bit unwieldy, and it can be top-heavy. On the road, it excels at covering distances, reaching speeds up to 32 miles per hour. Using the highest assist level makes achieving high speed effortless, although that setting drastically reduces battery life. Assembly is relatively straightforward once you get past the zip ties. The instructions could be better, but most people with some mechanical sense can figure it out in under half an hour. The client did note slight variations between different units, indicating ongoing improvements in design. They stressed the importance of thoroughly tightening all bolts to prevent annoying clicks and noises. Customer service was also very helpful, resolving a minor issue quickly. The scooter is large, but manageable even for smaller riders on smooth terrain. The twist throttle is very useful, and the headlight is bright enough for nighttime riding. The seat is comfortable, and they only replace the pedals for personal preference. They also recommend checking out the online communities for additional support and tips, but caution against relying too heavily on the app as it may not be compatible with all models. Ultimately, this scooter has won over multiple people, and they highly recommend it, even compared to competitors that may appear more appealing.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer is a newbie to the world of electric bikes, but felt compelled to share their overwhelmingly positive experience. While the initial shipping process through FedEx presented some hurdles, that was out of the seller's control. To our reviewer's surprise, the seller demonstrated exceptional customer service by offering a partial refund for the shipping inconvenience, which was a pleasant surprise. The bike itself arrived securely packaged, minimizing the risk of damage during transit. After logging about 40 miles, our reviewer reports the bike performs wonderfully. A minor mechanical noise surfaced during the initial rides, but it seems to be diminishing with continued use. Again, the seller's support has been exemplary, offering assistance and promising to cover any potential repair costs. The battery life impresses, holding up well regardless of the bike's weight and the motor's power. The charger does its job in a reasonable time frame, taking roughly 4-6 hours for a full charge. This bike offers a satisfying balance of power and speed, making it fun to ride at both leisurely and faster paces. The suspension contributes to a comfortable ride, and the seat is decent quality, although those seeking extra plushness might consider adding some additional padding. The headlights and taillights are surprisingly effective, providing ample visibility for nighttime rides. Ultimately, while there are undoubtedly more expensive e-bikes on the market, this bike delivers exceptional value for its price. If you're seeking a solid, dependable electric bike without breaking the bank, this reviewer believes it's an excellent choice.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer had a pretty rough experience right out of the box with this electric bike. They opted to have it professionally assembled and checked over at a local bike shop, and that's where the problems started. The mechanic immediately noticed an issue with the crankshaft, and apparently there's a real chance of the chain derailing if you really push hard on the pedals. Our reviewer contacted the manufacturer hoping for a warranty repair, but they were denied. The mechanic went ahead and replaced the faulty part, but here's where things get even weirder. The replacement part didn't quite fit right with the existing chain guard. So now the chain gear still has a wobble even after the repair, although apparently it is functional. So after all that hassle and expense, this client is left with a bike that's technically working, but has a mismatched part, a slightly wobbly chain gear, and a missing chain guard. They're understandably wondering whether it's even worth keeping at this point. They are asking if they should just ride it as is. They are really on the fence and looking for some advice from other users about what they would do in this situation.
That's a wrap. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Let's chat in the comments. See you in the next one.